We'll move on to hockey now because Dirkie Chamberlain is a celebrated South African women's hockey legend, not just a player, and she's just retired from international hockey after the Paris Olympics in France, having played more than 250 matches in a career spanning 18 years. She's joining us here on Sports Live all the way from the Netherlands to look back at this glittering career. And there she is. Good evening from us on SABC, Dirkie, and I hope you're well and thank you for speaking to us tonight.
Good evening, and thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. Firstly, what prompted the decision to retire? How do you wake up and know that, okay, you are done here with international hockey?
No, it's definitely not just a wake up. It's come a long time, and I think a lot of people say you just know, and I've always questioned that. I'm like, how do you just know? But it actually is true. You just know when the time is right. And I feel very content with my career and what I have achieved and what I've given back to my country. And this is the moment where I just feel, I think it's really good for the youngsters to take over, and they're ready. So I leave SA Hockey in their hands, and I'm very excited about it for them. So I know it's time to let it go.
It's a career that has spent almost 20 years. How do you look back at it?
Yes, it's longer than I thought it would be, but I'm very, very proud of what I've achieved. I'm very proud of the length that I've endured, and that my body's been able to stick with me. And I look back at many, many memories playing with a lot of legends of the game over the time. I look back at many achievements that the team has achieved. So, just proud and happy for where SA Hockey is going.
You've played Olympic Games, you've played World Cups, Commonwealth Games, Africa Games. What are some of your highlights then of this international career, Dirkie?
Some highlights would definitely be the Olympic Games. I think that's a pinnacle for any athlete. So London 2012 was my first Olympic Games, and I've got very fond memories like scoring my first Olympic goal against Argentina. That was very special for me. But also, I think memories of also tough times. People don't always see that, but how we've had to qualify through tough times for these events. And getting that qualification, those are really good memories for me. And then obviously Paris, that's just one that stands out so much. And I'm so grateful that I could finish my career there.
Well, sometimes you've qualified and not been able to go to the Olympic Games. That must also be a big disappointment, though.
That was probably one of the biggest lows throughout my career, I think, for many of the other athletes that were part of that team as well. So, yes, you work so hard to qualify. You train for years, and then to hear that you've qualified but you're not allowed to go, I think that's a massive disappointment, for all of us. And hopefully that's not going to happen again in the future.
Yes, and there seems to be a little bit of a change of heart from SASCOC now. Why do you think that is? Are they getting encouraged by the team's performances now?
I really hope so, and I hope that they can see how well we have competed now at Paris. As you know, we don't have the preparation or the amount of preparation that the other teams that go to Paris Olympics have. We don't have all of those financial backing and resources, but we use what we have, and to be able to come away with really close scores and results against those other top teams. I really hope that, SASCOC can look at that and that's inspiring them. And also I really hope that it's also us inspiring the next generation. So that's so important for sport. So sport isn't, to me, only about the results and being there, but it's about how many people are seeing you there and the younger minds that you are inspiring.
And what do you make of the next generation? There were some youngsters in the team that went to Paris there. Can they take this team forward?
Very exciting. I'm so excited for what's coming through, the development, and also the youngsters coming through. Having played with them, we had a very young team at the Paris Olympic Games, and even with that, the less experience we had there, those girls showed up They stood their ground. They really played phenomenal hockey. And I think that group going forward, if they can really stick together and just keep that group as the core of South African hockey going forward, there's so much talent and potential. So I'm so excited for the future.
And will they need to get out, Dirkie, like you've done? You've played in England, Belgium, and the Netherlands, just to get more experience and just to better their hockey also?
I think European hockey is really important, especially when you get to a point, like an age in your career. I think like the Varsity Cup hockey and all the IPT and stuff like that that's happening in South Africa is great for development. But there comes a point at like 22, 23 years of age where you really need to spread your wings and go over to Europe, because the coaching you get, the experience with playing top other players, it's just something that you cannot get in South Africa. So it really is important, and it helps with the growth.
Yeah, and how's the standard? How different is the standard in Europe and here in South Africa? How far behind are we?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is quite a big gap. And as I say again, it comes to a point like we have got a really good standard. I think our school hockey is incredible, and you get incredible youngsters coming out of that group at school level going into university. But the level is just so different when you reach that age of like 23, 24 going up. Then really like the standard just explodes over here, because you have so many internationals that come and play at this league. So the level that you are reaching, I mean, you're playing every weekend, you're playing a game that's almost the same level as playing an international hockey game, because you're playing all the internationals. So you just can't replicate that, unfortunately, in South Africa, unless you have a league over there where it's something like, you're inviting a lot of internationals to come there and you're having like franchise teams. Then you could replicate it, but otherwise the difference is big.
So I guess that will need financial backing, because the other day we spoke to the coach before you guys went to the Olympics, and the coach was telling us that he doesn't even get paid.
That's very true. As it's been for a long time, the hockey in South Africa are struggling with financials, and I'm really just hoping that sponsors will step up and look at not only the results that we had at Paris, but look at the detail about how we're actually competing without a very big, preparation as the other teams had. So without all that preparation, we are competing and we are really doing well at a stage where teams are on top of their game. So looking at that, you can see that there's so much potential, and imagine what we can achieve if you actually do give us centralized program, or we are training together every week in and out for 6 months before an Olympic Games at least. Yeah. So I think that would be great.
Yeah. Well, what's not great is that we're not going to see you on the international scene anymore, but how long do you think you can still keep going for in club hockey?
Well, I think my body is feeling great still. And, that's something that I'm really lucky with, as a lot of people retire because of injuries. But my body still feels great. So I'll still be playing some club hockey, not at the highest level, because I really want to go more into my career as off the field. So I'm going to do it at more of a lower level. But I'm definitely still playing hockey and still on the scene and enjoying it. And I think I can still go for at least 5 years.
Wonderful. And what's that career off the field?
Yes, career off the field. I'm a personal trainer, fitness instructor, and I work at a health and fitness club here in The Hague.
Okay, wonderful, Dirkie. Well, you're a legend of the sport. You've put South African hockey on the map, and it looks like you are happy that you've left the team in good hands here, and there's some youngsters that can take it forward. But thank you for the memories and what you've done for the sport here in the country, despite the challenges, and we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you, Dirkie Chamberlain, joining us all the way from the Netherlands there, where she is playing, and also, as you heard, also working as a fitness trainer there, having gone to 4 World Cups, 2 Olympic Games also, All Africa Games. She's done Commonwealth Games, 250 appearances, 18 years in the national team. Doesn't get bigger and better than that.